Hi, welcome to the Elevating Aesthetics podcast. I'm Brittany Perez.
And I'm Megan Theus.
And today we have our friend Robbie Schrock.
Also called the Schrock Star.
You're so sweet.
This is perfect timing because it is Blue Angels Week in Pensacola, and it is one of the biggest weekends in Pensacola. So we really wanted to have you on, and we want you to tell us a little bit about you, and then we want to hear how the Blue Angels event goes every year.
Thank you so much for having me. My name is Robbie Schrock, and I'm the Director of Administration for the Santa Rosa Island Authority. And this week, I have the honor and privilege of being the Blue Angel Liaison for the Pensacola Beach Air Show. And so what that means is basically instead of having all of these different entities contacting the Blues directly, they just go through one person, and that's me. And it takes an army to put this on, and we do it collectively, and we think we do a good job, and we are so excited for the weekend.
Me too.
I cannot wait. I can't
I'm
wait.
going to be here tomorrow.
So this is such a big air show. What is one of the biggest accomplishments that you're proud of, kind of setting this all up, because it is a big task?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many moving parts, honestly, bringing all of the entities and agencies together. There are so many moving parts. And I mean, yes, the Santa Rosa Island Authority hosts it and funds it. However, without emergency management, the lifeguards, public works, I mean, I could go on and on. I mean, the Coast Guards, they had the cutters out there this morning, the Coast Guard SAR. Without all of those people, we couldn't have an air show. So I think that just our community coming together and putting in the blood, sweat, and tears and very, very long hours is what I'm most proud of, because it takes a lot of people to do this for our community.
Yes, absolutely. It takes a village. How long do you actually spend, or when do you start planning for the next year's show?
I would like to detox from yellow and Blue Angels. However, we do get to go to Las Vegas for an annual conference, and it's called the International Council of Air Shows. And basically what you do there is all of the different air show communities are there, and they're selecting their civilian acts for the following year. And also, if we are lucky enough that we get the Blue Angel jet team every single year, but what a lot of people don't know is that you actually have to apply for the different jet teams, and you're not guaranteed to have them. And so one of the days, it's an early morning, and up on this, huge giant screen, they will announce the air shows and what cities they're in, and then they'll announce which jet teams are going to where. And luckily, I just get to sit there and I'm like, ooh, Blue Angels.
Fun.
So
when does that start? Is it earlier?
That's in December.
Okay.
And so, so basically, next week after the air show concludes, we'll pay all of our vendors out and, kind of have a little bit of a break, and then we're right back in it because we're booking and we're looking ahead to next year.
That's so fun.
Yes, it really is. It's one of the most fun parts of my job. A lot of people think that I work for the Blue Angels, or I'm like, no, it's actually just 1 weekend out of my entire year. I was like, it's this much of my job, but I definitely enjoy it.
What else does your job involve? Are you managing a team on a regular basis throughout the year?
Yes, I have a small team of 3 other people, Kara, Courtney, and AJ, and our team as a whole at the Island Authority is only 13. So I like to say, we're small but mighty, and being in government is not always sexy. But with that being said, we work really, really hard, and I think that we do an excellent job. And being in government and a public servant isn't for everyone.
It is not. Dealing with the public alone is not for everyone, and it definitely takes a special person. And I can imagine if this were me and I was planning all of this, I would probably get a little bit overwhelmed. Do you ever feel any anxiety or get worked up when it's almost time, like the beginning of the week?
Oddly, this year I have been, I guess, fairly calm when it comes to the air show, because I like to keep things interesting, and we just double closed on 2 houses. So we sold our house and bought a new house on July 1st.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome.
So we also have 4 children. Daycare has been closed for 2 weeks.
Oh.
So we've had a lot of personal stuff going on. And after the double closing of the house, I was like, I have to solely focus and make sure that I don't drop any balls, because work is a very, very top priority for me, along with my family. And so it was one of those things, you have to kind of be present where you can and in the moment. And I'm like, all right, cool, we signed the dotted line now. Those boxes are going to have to stay put for a couple more weeks. let us get through the air show, and then we can go back to unpacking boxes at the new house.
Britt can relate to that work-life balance, especially
Always.
having Andy, and her husband's a pilot, so he's gone a
Wow,
lot.
very cool.
So it's kind of, that's her life all the time, is trying to figure out, how can she be present here, also be a mom at home and running a business. So
And we laugh about it all the time, but
We
it's
do.
the spreadsheets.
yes.
it's Excel.
Right.
It's my cozy
If you need
calendar.
to know what she has going on next week, just email her.
So
and
we all
she'll-
want to know how you stay looking like this and look well rested when you're so busy.
Mila, of course. I was here, I think, like last week, maybe. And I am a new Crew of Hip Huggers member.
That's so
and so
awesome.
one of
I love
your
hip huggers.
partners here is also a new boot with me. And so I've gotten to know her over the past year. And so I was able to come and spend some quality time with her.
Katie's
if you will.
amazing, and
Katie's
she's
the
so
best.
funny. Like when you're in there, you're laughing the whole time.
Yes.
She's so great. We love
It
her.
is. It's so fun.
It was fun, but I'm like, all right, do I look good?
You
So-
do look so good. So you get some treatments done. What else do you do for self-care?
Yes, I mean, one thing, I absolutely love hot yoga, and I'm like, the hotter, the better. So I have my studios I go to, I follow certain teachers, and when I go in those studios, I know which place is the hottest. I look up for the events, and I'm like, that's where I'm going, because I'm like, if I have an hour, I need it to be a power hour, and I need to sweat it all out.
Have you ever done hot yoga?
I have done hot yoga, and I used to love hot yoga when I was in shape, but now I'm so physically out of shape.
Oh.
Like I don't have endurance, and whenever I get sweaty now, I'm like, I'm gonna pass
Listen,
out.
you're gonna die. I've actually never done hot yoga, but I tried
we
to get
should
Brittany.
go.
We should go for sure. I tried to get Brittany to go to Regimen and do a class with me. And she texted me, she's like, what is build? And then she read the description and it said,
I'm out.
Explosive something, and I said I'm not doing explosive anything.
it was so funny. I was like, hey, never
explosive would
mind.
not be
we'll
the
just
word
lift some
that
I was
weights.
like, I said let's try the 30-minute beginner class. That's what I was
And
saying.
even then, it's
All
probably
right,
more
well,
than
I
what
hear what I hear is like a team outing.
Oh,
for
Yes.
hot yoga.
Actually, it's not hot yoga, but do you know Donna Dickey?
Yes, I love Donna.
I love her. Mila is actually hosting a yoga event with her on
Wonderful.
July 31st. It's
Okay.
not hot yoga, but it's still yoga.
Sure.
It's more my style.
She does a
because-
little more yin, I believe.
Yeah, it's more relaxation, but that would be really fun. But I would love to set up a date for hot yoga.
Yes,
That would be so
let's
fun.
do it.
Yes.
So speaking of family, I'm just curious, do your kids love the Blue Angels? I'm sure as they were born into this lifestyle, do they get to come to the show? Are they there all weekend?
Yes. Typically, we are there my children are there for all of the days. This year is a little bit different because my husband had a jam-packed work day, and so the twin boys did not get to go. However, they overheard that their sisters were going with some friends, and one of them in particular was having a meltdown last night, and he's like,
no.
Mom, I don't get to go watch the Blue Angels. Yes, you do, just not tomorrow. And I mean, he was mad. And so, but
Oh my
yes, they
gosh.
absolutely love it. I am determined to have one of my children become a pilot.
Yes.
I don't care which one, but I just love it. No, I don't want them to be like a Blue Angel or a civilian. I just want them to be a good old
a
fashioned
private
Delta.
pilot,
Just
maybe.
a PJ. Let's go.
Yeah.
But no, I don't necessarily need them, doing crazy stuff, but just like a little pilot would be great.
That
I
So
love that.
fun.
That would be fun.
Who gets to choose who goes on Fat Albert? Because doesn't one person get to ride
Yeah,
each year?
well, there's some Fat Albert opportunities as well as a key influencer and a media writer. And so a key influencer, they have a description on what describes and qualifies a key influencer. And typically they're people that are, in powerful positions that work with youth in our community. And so this year it was the Pensacola Beach Elementary School principal. And so
Aw.
it's incredible. She gets to go up tomorrow morning. And I think they're having a water slide at the school, and they're having a
That'll
big
be so much
cookout,
fun.
and they're really hoping that number 7 will take her over the school and they can wave up to her.
That'll
So
be so
hopefully her
fun.
eyes are open. She's upright. There's no bags involved.
Yes.
I don't know how I would handle
There
it,
would be
but
some bags.
Fat Albert, that might be more at all of our speed. And I think that's just a good old fashioned casual ride. But in
I don't even know
really
if it's my
cool plane.
speed. I don't like planes at
So
all.
she's getting on one of the Blue Angel
Yes,
jets.
she gets to ride with number 7.
What?
That is
Yes,
so
yes.
crazy.
I would pass out.
Yes.
Y'all
That's
gotta
exciting.
have IV fluids and probably a crash cart waiting down below for me if I have to do that. Which show is your favorite of the entire weekend?
But when the civilians are there, we have some of the best civilians in the country that come and fly with us. I mean, for instance, one of them is the Red Bull jump team. And a little fun fact about Kevin Coleman, who's part of the team. His parents, he lives in Louisiana. His parents have owned a unit at Portofino for many, many years.
Oh.
And we were the very first air show to ever pay him. And then now he's known and he has all of these awards and all that. I'm like, see,
You got your start.
you know where you got your start.
Pensacola Beach.
Don't forget me, you know. And so, no, we're good friends. And, you know, so having the jump team here and seeing the jumpers jump out of, you know, Aaron Fitzgerald's Red Bull helicopter onto Show Center. And, I mean, it's incredible. Last year we had some female civilian acts. Patty Wagstaff has joined us, Kara Pilon, and so she was a wing walker. And so, I mean, it's pretty
so
cool
cool.
when I like it when it's the collective package. So pick Friday or Saturday. So
In my opinion, this is like a national holiday. I've actually been watching the Blues with my family every year since I was young, and I would rather spend this weekend with them than probably any other weekend of the year. Like, I love it so
Absolutely.
much.
It's a Pensacola staple. Not being from here, I'm like, I've never heard of the Blue Angels before. Or if I did, I just didn't pay attention. And now I'm like, I mean, we plan the entire year around this weekend.
Absolutely.
And we're so lucky that we get to have 2 shows, and the homecoming show is completely different. But, I mean, there's nothing like Beach Week.
There's
Nothing
nothing
like it.
I love it. And of course, my husband being a pilot, it's his favorite thing to do
Oh,
as well.
absolutely.
So
He's like, I'm gonna
He's
have
out of
to take
town this
leave.
weekend.
he is, but I'm still going.
Okay,
She's yeah,
good.
she's coming with
I'll
me.
still
I was
be
like,
there.
you have to go.
I'm gonna couch surf.
Yes. It's funny because my husband's actually not from Pensacola either, and he's always heard about the Blue Angels. He grew up mostly in Birmingham, so not far. And I brought him to his first show, and he was like mesmerized. He's like, what in the world? And so now he looks forward to it every single year.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, it truly is a Pensacola staple. It's a signature event here. I mean, it dumps tons and tons of money into our economy. And Visit Pensacola surveys our event each year, and $33 million economic impact is what 2024
Incredible.
brought.
That's
so
crazy.
It's a really good thing. You can deal with the traffic and whatnot because it's dumping a lot of money into your community.
And you do have to plan ahead, because in previous years I would try to get a hotel room like a month before, but you really have to plan a year ahead. So that just shows how many people are really going to the
Oh,
shows and booking.
absolutely. I have actually had several calls just this week. I guess Blue Angels is on everyone's mind, and they're asking me about, I just wanted to confirm the dates are correct on the Blue Angel website for 2026, just because it is going to be a week later than what you're typically accustomed to. So make sure, all the viewers out there, make sure if you're looking at the 26
sure.
dates, it is a week later.
Nice. So, Megan and I talk a lot about elevating people's businesses, but we also talk about friendships in life. And what do you do in your life to make sure that the friendships that you have represent you well? And how do you choose who's in your inner circle of friends?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, the older and older I get, it's like the smaller and smaller my circle gets, because I have a full-time job and I am a wife and I have 4 children. It's like I need someone to be in my circle that makes me feel like happy. I can't do the drama, I can't do the stress like that was in high school or college, if you will. And it's like, it's just someone that makes me feel good inside. And you can't see over here, but I actually have one of my girlfriends in the corner back here.
Nicole
with
Stacy.
me. Yes.
Visit Pensacola over there.
The queen.
Yes. And, and it's like that. People coming to support you. And, we were together this morning at 5 a.m. and I was there supporting her. And it's just people that lift you up and that make you feel good. And it brings a smile to your face, and that you can be truly your authentic self around. And those are my people.
That's so cool. I think energy is such a big thing, and the people that you're around, you kind of become them.
Absolutely.
So if you are around people that have positive energy and they have goals and they're motivated, that is what you're going to become as well,
Sure.
and vice versa. So
I completely agree. We were actually talking at the gym this morning about spending time with people that bring us joy, and I'm to the point in my age now too that I'm like, listen, if it doesn't bring me any happiness, I don't want to be any part of it. And Nicole's actually one of my closest friends. We've been going to church together for the last year, and she is one of those people that you got to have in your inner circle. Britt's one of those people. I want to spend time with those that bring me joy and happiness.
I would also say that a lot of my friends are quite different than me too, and it's like a yin and yang, and it's like you're
For
kind of
me,
like,
that's so weird. She just
it's,
said that
it's one of
yesterday.
those that gets true. It's like, I'm like, I have no idea how you function the way you function, but I love it. You know, and it's just like, we are so opposite. I'm thinking of one person in particular, but at the same time, I'm like, it works. And like, I love that person with all my heart. So.
I love that so much. I just texted her that actually last night we were talking about yin and yang, because Megan and I are actually very similar, but we have a lot of differences as well. And I said, I'm the yin to your yang.
She is.
Aww.
She actually started the text with, the funny part of it was, I love a bunch of things about you, but my top 3 is how quickly you respond to my text messages.
Because
You may need to put the phone down.
I
and
literally
detox.
said, I'm addicted to my phone. Thanks.
I think it because my personality, I am so like do it now, and whenever I want to like book a trip or go somewhere, I love when people answer me right away and I don't have to wait 3 to 5 business days. And so I was like,
I'm the same way. It's like, you know, like for instance, buying the house, 100% not on my bingo card. I got a text that said, hey, this house, I've always thought this house is very pretty. You should buy it. Put it in an offer. Long story short, multiple cash offers. Didn't have a chance for that house. But then my wheels were spinning and I'm like, all right, we're getting pictures within the week. And my husband's like, what is happening? Now he's very happy with our decision. Or my decision. No, but you know, it's one of those things that's, I'm like that too.
I agree. And I think some of the most successful people are people that are responsive, because it's like showing people that you respect them and respect their time. And so I do love that about her.
I have my phone all the time. And then when I don't have my phone, I have my watch. So then it'll bother me because I'm like, oh, Brittany texted me. So then I'm going to find my phone.
like,
I got to
"Where's my
text
phone?
her
I gotta
back.
respond."
Yes,
You
yes.
can't talk on it.
Yes, I can. I can talk, but I like to be able to,
I love
you
it.
know.
Get those thumbs some
Yes,
exercise.
yes. I'm so thankful that you took time out of your busy week, because
Yes, me
I
too.
know that starting this morning all the way until Sunday, like, it's jam-packed with so many things, and we're honored that you could be a part of this.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and I'm so excited to see you ladies out on the beach.
Yes.
And
I
hip
guess-
huggers too. I'm
yes,
so
and
excited
how many
about
more
that.
hours are until you move out to the beach? We're counting down.
Tomorrow, as soon as I
Tomorrow.
get done seeing patients, I'm going. I already made us some reservations. I told Britt, like, you got to come after clinic, because she's seeing patients on Friday, but she's going to come out Friday evening. And
Nice.
I think we're going to
wonderful.
try to go to Bounce Beach, which we have not been
haven't
to
been.
yet. I'm really
I
excited.
have not been there either, and I have heard amazing things.
too.
And it's like the perfect girls' night out type
It
of
is.
place too.
It is.
And also, just for our viewers, it's hot as heck outside. So please, 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 if you're going to be out there for the weekend show, make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. And our sunscreens are actually 20% off the month of July. So if you plan to be going out there, we have multiple medical grade options. They're all amazing. And then next week, if you're dehydrated, give us a call. We'll get you on the books for an IV drip. All the
Yes,
things.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Wonderful.
This was so
Thank you for
fun.
having me.
Awesome.
Loved
Okay.
it.